At the hospital, a doctor raises an eyebrow when he sees an X-ray order for a man who came in with nothing more than a hand bite. Curious, he asks Nurse Anna to track down the patient. She pulls up his file and is startled to discover he's been moved to intensive care. An unusual step for such a minor injury. When her shift ends, Anna returns home to her husband, Luis. The two get caught up in a passionate evening together, so absorbed in each other that they don't notice the TV show they were watching being interrupted by an urgent news alert. The outside world fades away, leaving them oblivious to the unfolding events. The next morning, Luis stirs awake, only to find their neighbor Vivian standing eerily outside their room. As she steps into the light, his blood runs cold. Her face is smeared with blood. Panicked, he shouts for Anna to call an ambulance and cautiously approaches Vivian to help her. But before he can react, she lunges at him, sinking her teeth into his neck. Anna springs into action, shoving Vivian into the hallway as Luis collapses onto the bed, clutching his wound. Vivian, relentless, claws at the door, trying to force her way back in. Anna slams the door shut and locks it, her hands trembling as she turns to Luis. She grabs a pillowcase, pressing it to his neck in a desperate attempt to stop the bleeding. Frantically, Anna tries to call for help, but the emergency line only plays a recorded message. All circuits are busy. Her heart pounds as Vivian's relentless banging on the door grows louder. Luis, pale and weak, suddenly stops breathing. For a moment, Anna thinks he's gone, but then his eyes snap open, now lifeless and hollow. He lunges at her. Anna fights him off, scrambling for the car keys, as Luis begins hurling furniture across the room in a frenzy. Her mind races as she tries to open the window, but it's jammed. Desperate, Anna throws her weight against the window, and this time it gives way. She doesn't look back as she climbs out, the sounds of chaos fading behind her as she runs into the unknown. People screaming, running in every direction, houses engulfed in flames, and explosions lighting up the horizon. Anna's heart races as she sees Luis emerge from the house, his hollow eyes locking onto her. She sprints to the car, fumbling with the keys, but Luis leaps onto the hood, pounding on the windshield with terrifying force. Driving through town is a nightmare. Cars swerve recklessly, and desperate people throw themselves at vehicles, begging for help. The radio crackles with a host's urgent voice, warning everyone to stay indoors, lock their doors, and avoid even military bases, which have fallen to the chaos. Anna finally reaches the highway, but it's no safer. Explosions rock the area, and zombies swarm the streets, feasting on anyone they catch. Just as she thinks she might find a moment of calm, someone yanks open her car door, trying to pull her out. Anna screams, shoving the attacker away, but in the struggle, she loses control of the car. It veers off the road and crashes into a tree, leaving her dazed and disoriented. The world outside descends further into madness. Authorities attempt to address the public, but they have no answers, no explanation for how the outbreak started or how to stop it. When Anna regains consciousness, she finds herself face-to-face with police officer Kenneth. He demands she speak to prove she's human, and once satisfied, he helps her to her feet. Together they navigate the wreckage, eventually encountering 3 other survivors. Tensions flare as the group opens fire, mistaking Anna and Kenneth for zombies. While they're trying to break the door, a bunch of zombies come closer, so Kenneth shoots the lock and they can get inside. Before they can close the door, a zombie manages to grab it, but Kenneth quickly kicks him back and the door is finally shut. Afterward, they turn on the lights, but the phone isn't working. They find themselves in a store with locked doors, so they throw a toilet at the window to go into the mall itself. While Anna washes all the blood off in a fountain, they check the front doors and confirm these are closed as well. Andre and Michael volunteer to check the other entrances, while the rest of the group keeps an eye on the front. At the back exit, before following some noises behind a door, a zombie jumps out and tackles him to the ground, so the hammer falls and breaks. Michael manages to keep the zombie's mouth away from him and grabs the broken hammer handle to stab the creature through its head. Back at the main entrance, a zombie appears and grabs Andre's pregnant wife, Luda. Kenneth hits the creature with his gun, so the zombie attacks him instead, pushing him into the fountain and causing Kenneth to scratch his arm. As they fight in the water, Anna picks up Kenneth's fallen gun and shoots the zombie. It only hits its shoulder, but it's enough to create an opening. The trio begins running and reunites with the guys to get in the elevator. When they reach the upper floor, they're blocked by 3 armed guards who want them to leave. After a short argument, Anna convinces them to let them stay, but the guards take their weapons. On the TV, they watch the chaos, death, and destruction that has taken over the world. They also learn that the only way to kill zombies is to attack their brains. An officer mentions Fort Pastor is safe, and Kenneth recognizes it as the place where his brother works. Andre takes Luda to the bathroom and discovers she has a cut on her arm, but since it's small, he thinks it's nothing. Anna searches for a first aid kit and ends up having a breakdown, but she pulls herself together to take care of Kenneth's wound. Michael points out they should board up any weak spot in the mall and paint a sign on the roof in case rescue helicopters fly by. The guards go downstairs and find the twitching zombie in the fountain. He used to be a guard too, but now his friends have no choice but to shoot him in the head. Then they go around the other stores and shoot every zombie they find. Moments later, the guards throw the zombie bodies off the roof while the others finish their SOS signs. At this height, they have a good view of the whole town and notice zombies everywhere. When they hear some shots, they use binoculars to discover Andy on the roof of his gun store. He's holding a sign that says he's alone, but he puts it down to point at something in the sky. There's a helicopter passing by, and the group starts waving their arms, yet the chopper ignores them and flies away. That night, the guards lock the group up in a store so they won't steal any supplies. Michael thinks they should do something because help won't be coming, but Andre thinks the helicopter will come back. The next morning, everyone is woken up by the mall's automatic timers that turn on all the lights and music. The TVs only show static, which means the signal has gone down. Guard Terry goes looking for the control unit and is seen by Anna, who convinces him to open the store so her group can go to the bathroom. Terry makes it to the control unit and turns off the music before checking the security cameras, only to discover there's a truck coming to the mall. When Terry tells the others, everyone rushes to the roof and they discuss what to do. Anna says they should welcome all survivors, but CJ and Bart don't want to trust strangers. Terry disagrees with his friends, so Michael and Kenneth take the opening to punch the other two guards and disarm them. While Terry leads the guys to the mall cell, Anna and Luda make a sign to guide the truck to the back entrance. However, the vehicle starts going in reverse and crashes against the building, so Andre and Michael have to go out to fight the zombies to help. They shoot every creature that gets too close, killing quite a few of them until they run out of bullets and have to run back inside. Thankfully, the survivors on the truck are fine. They push the vehicle against the mall on purpose so they could climb on it and go inside without being exposed. Once everyone is inside, Anna announces she'll check them for injuries, including a very sick woman that they're pushing around on a wheelbarrow. Kenneth wants to take the truck to Fort Pastor, but Steve and Norma explain they come from there, and it's been overtaken by zombies too. A frustrated Kenneth goes to the roof, where he sees Andy asking for information. Using another sign, Kenneth tells him that the fort is gone and no help is coming. Andy responds with sarcasm, which makes Kenneth chuckle. Meanwhile, Anna is taking care of everyone's injuries. Terry checks on the sick woman, who suddenly passes away. Anna confirms it after checking her pulse and covers her with a blanket, only for the woman to suddenly sit up. The group starts running when they realize she's become a zombie, and Anna grabs a fire poker. When the woman comes too close, she stabs her in the eye. Having seen this woman change and remembering her own husband, Anna tells the others that getting bitten by a zombie is what triggers the transformation. Frank has been bitten, and Anna wants to quarantine him, but Michael thinks they should kill him before he transforms, and Kenneth agrees. Anna runs ahead to warn Frank, and his daughter Nicole asks for mercy, but her pleas are ignored. She's given a moment to say goodbye, then Frank is taken to a closed room where Kenneth waits for him to turn to confirm their theory before shooting him in the head. Days begin to pass, so the group tries to keep themselves entertained. Kenneth plays chess with Andy by writing their moves on the signs. Bart and CJ play cards in the cell. Anna likes watching movies with Michael, Nicole, and Terry Bond while looking at the stars. And Steve gets dirty with Monica when he's not playing golf on the roof. The balls sometimes hit the zombies outside, since the crowd forming at the mall's entrance gets bigger every day. The group often writes requests on the signs, and Andy shoots the zombies they asked for, showing excellent aim. One night, the survivors are having dinner and sharing stories about the people they lost when the power goes out. Andre rushes to check on Luda, who has been very sick, so he's tied her to the bed. 4 men go looking for the generator and notice blood on the walls. There's something moving in the darkness, so the group gets ready to shoot until they discover it's just a dog. Michael calls him over, and the animal appears to be good, but then he starts barking. Suddenly, a zombie appears on the ceiling and jumps on Bart to bite his neck. All the noise gets the attention of more zombies, who show up at the end of a corridor. The group immediately begins running, but it's too late for Bart, who is left behind as zombie food. Kenneth and Michael open a gate for them to cross, and CJ hits a zombie in the face so they can close it again. They put a padlock on the door for extra security, before they open fire to kill the zombies trying to climb over the gate. There aren't many bullets left, and when a zombie falls, he brings part of the gate down with him. Michael finds a fuel pump, so he pours gas all over the zombies, and CJ throws a lighter, causing a big explosion that burns all the creatures to death. Back to Andre. He watches Luda take her last breath and kisses her goodbye. When he checks the pregnant belly, he's shocked to see the baby still moving. However, he has to step back when Luda wakes up as a zombie. Moving carefully, Andre grabs a belt and puts it around Luda's mouth to keep her from biting while she's giving birth. At the same time, Norma realizes she hasn't seen Luda in a while and comes to check on her, only to find Andre with a baby in his arms and Luda growling in the bed. Norma immediately opens fire to kill Luda, and a furious Andre shoots back. Since Norma keeps on firing, they end up killing each other. The rest of the group hears the gunshots and runs into the room to hear Norma's last words. Terry wants to shoot her, but Anna assures him she died of the gunshot and won't transform. Then they check on the baby and discover she's a tiny zombie, so they have no choice but to kill her. After moving the bodies and fixing the generator, Kenneth tells the group that waiting to die is actually worse than death itself, and Anna says she doesn't want to die there. Michael mentions he saw 2 buses in the garage, so they could try reinforcing them to escape. Steve makes a joke about sailing on his boat, but the group realizes that leaving for the nearest island is a good idea. Soon, everyone is using all the tools they can find around the mall to reinforce the buses, spending most of their time working hard. When they catch a break, Anna and Michael have their first time together. There isn't much ammo left, but they plan to pick up Andy, so he should have extra guns. Kenneth tells him about the plan using signs, and Andy responds with hungry, causing Kenneth to notice how much weight he's lost. The group still needs time to finish the buses, so they must find a way to send Andy food, or he won't make it to escape day. Remembering that the dog had been fine during the attack, they decide to send him out with some supplies and a radio. Their theory is confirmed when the dog runs among the zombies without getting attacked. However, when Andy opens the dog door, the zombies try reaching inside. Andy immediately shoots them off and closes the door again. A few men decide to rescue Nicole since it's their only chance to get more guns too. They enter the sewers after leaving Steve at the door as a guard. After a long walk, they come out in the middle of the street, where they immediately have to open fire to keep the zombies at bay. Kenneth manages to kill several enemies, but a zombie pulls the gun from his hands in the process. The guys climb into the truck to make it to the other side and enter the store through the dog door, closing it right before the zombies can reach them. Afterward, they grab as many guns as they can carry and follow a blood trail on the floor, so CJ goes to the roof and throws a fuel tank, which he shoots to make it explode. While the zombies catch on fire, the group uses the distraction to run through the street, shooting any creature that isn't burning until they make it back to the sewers. A few zombies push Tucker and cause him to fall into the hole, so he ends up breaking a leg. CJ tells the others to keep moving while he stays to help Tucker. Soon, the zombies are jumping into the sewers too, so CJ shoots a few of them before giving Tucker the guns. That way, CJ can drag him through the ground while Tucker shoots at the incoming attackers. Subscribe to our channel and comment below.